All right, and welcome to both mics. I'm Mike Sofka, and that is
Taylor.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And Mike, I want to get right into it here. There's a couple weeks ago, people remember we talked about White Castle. We talked about the test kitchen. You remember all that stuff?
Yep.
All right. So White Castle coming to Orlando, big store. They're going to do a pop-up kitchen, right? They're going to do a pop-up kitchen while the restaurant is getting built. So they did this and it shut down very, very quickly. The demand for pickup and delivery orders was so overwhelming that they closed the virtual kitchen for a couple days. When they felt they were ready again, they relaunched it, but the overwhelming response caused them to close again, this time until the full service restaurant opens. And here's a quote: "The high demand led us to a tough decision to need to close the virtual kitchen for now until the full service restaurant is open. It's almost like we planned a dinner party for 8 people and 800 showed up. It's wonderful, but we just want to make sure we're ready."
Okay.
So that's according to White Castle Vice President Jamie Richardson. I thought that was hey, it's you know what it is? We had so many listeners ordering White Castle.
Right.
That's what it was. I'm gonna take that as a victory for us. What do you think?
High five. Yeah, we'll take that. Now, here's the thing, right? I like White Castle. I know White Castle. I kind of follow White Castle. You know, when you hear about it in the news, I'll click on it and read about it because it's back home for us. Now, here's the thing. They opened one in Vegas right on the Strip, right? They're all excited about it. Big promo, blah, 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 fanfare, the whole 9 yards. They opened this place up in the Strip, open 24 hours a day, burgers for everyone. 4 hours later, they close. They ran out of product. They were in the second largest tourist place on the planet. They opened this place, not enough product, closed in 4 hours. Closed for the day. They tried again the next day, same thing. Now here's the thing. You're not reinventing the wheel. It's the same burger they've been throwing around since the 1940s. They know they're busy. They know they're in Vegas. They know they're in Orlando. And they're on I-Drive in Orlando, no less. Or at least that's where the store is going to be. People want it. You know, people want it. They need to know what they have, and then yeah.
Well, you need to know that when you go there, they're going to have, I don't know, food.
Yeah, like Dad always said, measure twice, cut once.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Obviously, they need some restaurant people running those things. I mean, obviously they're not prepared opening. I mean, I did store openings when I was in the restaurant business. It takes a talented, unique individual to direct that whole operation, and that's just from the service and food side. That's not counting the construction and all that stuff up front. So obviously they don't have the right people on the food service side, I would say, because otherwise they would be better prepared. They would have enough food. They would have enough people. They would have enough trained people. And I'm not trying to rip them here because I would like them as a sponsor. I'll just be very candid here. Get your act together because you don't want this problem to happen when you do open your doors. You don't want to open for 4 hours like Vegas. That's not a good look.
Not like you're opening a Chili's. You know, you have a vast menu with Chili's, from a vast drink menu alone. You have burgers. You have fries, you have shakes, soft drinks, chicken sandwich, maybe some chili somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
You would think after how many years they would have this down to a science, right?
At least, especially after Vegas. The
crazy.
Had in Vegas, or they still have in Vegas. I know people who live in LA drive 4 hours to go to Vegas just to have White Castle. I know people. I don't get it.
Listen, staying in the fast food category here, according to clickorlando.com, settling the beef, Orlando attorney John Morgan dons meat sweats, and I'm going to have a picture of this up, in Arby's apology video. Did you know he had beef with Arby's?
Well, I think everybody has beef with Arby's.
Exactly.
Right?
Here's what happened.
John Morgan, the largest lawyer association in the country.
Well, I think he must have been drunk texting or something, because on Monday, February 1st of this year, he put out in his John in 60 Seconds Twitter post or whatever that apparently he has a lot of followers because he's Florida's so-called pot daddy. But here's what he posted. Here's what he put on here. Arby's. The thing about Arby's that I don't understand is how does it stay in business? There are certain places that I worry about how they stay in business. Who goes to Bojangles? Who goes to Crystal unless you're drunk at 3 a.m.? Hashtag John in 60 seconds. So buddy, you're an attorney. You're trashing people. They're going to sue you. You know this. What are you doing?
He's the largest attorney in the country. You don't care.
What they did, a very smart Arby's did was they sent him, and again, I'm going to have his picture up here if you're watching the video, and if you're listening to an audio, go look at the video because I'll put this up there. There's a picture of him with the big cowboy hat on in a suit, a sweatsuit that looks like it's meat. So he gets the meat sweats, and he's holding up a bag and a cup, and he gives an apology back to Arby's. This is all a campaign. This is all, let's get clicks. Let's create a battle like the rappers used to, East Coast, West Coast. Arby's, I apologize. Arby's, I apologize. Your food is delicious. Thank you for the meat sweatsuit. And Mr. Brown, I know you're the CEO. There's no way Arby's in Maui. I want franchise information. So what he was implying was there's some kind of New Jersey-esque operation going on in the back room at Arby's, and it was just a front. Crystal's is just a front for organized crime.
Interesting. And John Morgan called him out on it. How did he get involved in this?
I don't know, but it sounds like it's. I don't know. I don't know if it's real or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why would he do that?
And he's asking for franchise information. He wants to open an Arby's in Honolulu?
In Maui, yeah.
Well, that's not Honolulu. Yeah, okay, Maui. Interesting. Real interesting. Now, what? You like Arby's?
Oh, man, I like Arby's, but I try not to go to fast food places too much anymore. It's not even though you can do something a little bit different at some of those places like Arby's. You know what Arby's has when they have this 2 for $6 on those. Now, you say gyros or gyros or euros?
Gyros. Yeah, those Greek sandwich things.
Yeah, those things are actually pretty good there.
Yeah, no. But what is good there is the Big Montana. Remember the Big Montana?
Is that bacon on it?
It was so big they had like a special clamshell container for it. It was a half a pound of roast beef on a bun. And you once you pick it up, you can't put it down because it'll fall apart. So you had to eat it. It was almost like going to Chipotle. You pick up that big old burrito and you can't put it down because it's gonna fall apart.
Nice.
That's what Montana was, and it was just massive. And you're done eating that. Of course, you got to get the large size. You could spend an extra 50 cents to get a large drink, a large fry. Yeah, you feel like you're gonna freaking vomit after all that food.
You know, after hearing this, I think I've been trying to think of a bit just for you, Mike, calling it Taylor time or something. And I'm thinking we may have stumbled onto something here with the fast food. And that's a great way to get sponsors too for us. I think you should do a fast food of the week or something. Just you don't have to eat it in front of us. Just give us the story. You have all these fast food stories. I like it.
I have a story about everything. Everything. I saved them all from burning down.
The what?
the Paramus Park Mall in New Jersey. You want to hear about the story about me saving the mall from burning to the ground?
Yes, I would like to hear the story of you saving the Paramus Mall from burning to the ground. Yes.
All the time.
What?
How about this? I saved a guy from getting run over on the New York State Thruway.
All right. Thank you very much.
Guy almost got killed on the New York State Thruway. I saved his life.
What, go ahead. Give it to me. What happened?
How about this one? One of my best friends almost died. I saved his life too. Tell you about that sometime?
Yeah, that'd be good.
I already told you about my friend and his sister won the lottery, right?
Yes. What? You're just filling up the catalog. You're filling up. We need to have
friends and not know anything about each other.
I'm speechless. Wow. Well, here's good news.
Very interesting one.
Here's real good news. Lady Gaga's dog walker is expected to make a full recovery after shooting.
Shooting?
This is news, by the way. They're talking about the person that walked Lady Gaga's dogs.
I didn't see that. Texas just froze and people died. I heard that news.
Oh, no, but this is important. And according to Rolling Stone, because this is what Rolling Stone does nowadays. Yeah. Rolling Stone used to be really cool back in the day.
They had their ear to America, yes. Tell us all about it.
Well, apparently, Lady Gaga's dog walker got shot and they stole the 2 dogs that she was walking. So somebody stole Lady Gaga's dogs and shot the dog walker. They're 2 French bulldogs, Gustav and Koji. The male suspect reportedly took the 2 dogs, shot Fisher, the dog walker, with a semi-automatic handgun and fled the scene in a white sedan. There's a $500,000 reward being offered by Lady Gaga.
Why is it always a white sedan? That's so weird. A white van, a white sedan.
That's racist.
No. Okay. For case in point, remember back in the mid-90s, Washington, D.C. area, there was people were getting shot at gas stations. And they said it was a white van. Go outside right now, look around, I'll guarantee you'll see a white van. Walk outside of Publix, you'll see a white van. Any gas station you're at, look around, there's a white van. Well, it comes out that this guy was a stepfather and stepson. And they put the stepson in the trunk, they knocked out the hole for the key, and he put his rifle through, and he was shooting people that way. In a blue sedan, not a white van, because everywhere you look, there's a white van. It was a blue car. So, getting back, Lady Gaga, what happened?
None. They took her. This guy saw her 2 French bulldogs and shot the lady walking them and took the 2 dogs.
So is this going to be like a ransom situation?
I don't know. She's being offered $500,000. Lady Gaga's offering $500,000 to anyone who can help retrieve her 2 dogs. Not who can help find the shooter of her dog walker.
Right. Yeah.
I found that interesting.
Dog walkers are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, they even have that app you can get on your phone where you're at work and you get a notification that your dog pooped.
Really?
Yes. Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Yes. I forget what they call it. And it's a thing and you download it. And what you do is your certified dog walking professional goes by your house while you're at work at a certain time. They can feed your dog, exercise your dog, let it go poop. And when they do that, they hit back. Hey, I was just at your house, and they say the dog went number 2, the dog went number 1, whatever. Yeah.
I thought like something in your house detected the poop and then it like rang your phone.
No, but that's a great idea. I like this one better.
But believe it or not, my kids, my 2 boys, they're at preschool, and there's an app, and we'll get a notification on the app when they eat, when they take a nap, when they wake up from their nap, if the little one needs his diaper changed, if it's number 1 or number 2 in the diaper, and we'll get pictures and videos.
Do you get pictures of the...
No, not pictures of the video of the 1 and 2.
Okay, that's what you were saying.
The boys, come on. Really? So for $20,000 a year, this is what you get. This is what you get. You get pictures of your kids, number 1 and number 2.
Nice. Hey, here's something that's real important. This I should have opened the show with this. This is the most important thing I saw.
Okay.
This is according to CBS News. Mr. Potato Head brand goes gender neutral, dropping the Mr. title.
Really?
This is important.
Okay.
This is front page news.
Yeah, I would imagine. I saw the headline somewhere, so.
In an effort to promote inclusivity, the iconic Mr. Potato Head brand is going gender neutral, dropping the Mr. title in favor of a more modern look.
Modern look?
Yeah, a modern look. So I don't understand. So there's no more Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head?
is this like gender fluid potato head?
Yes.
Is that what it says? Gender fluid potato head on the box, or just a potato head now? Because the box is just a potato.
Hasbro, the maker of Mr. Potato Head, they put out a tweet, "Hold that taut. Your main spud, Mr. Potato Head, isn't going anywhere." While it was announced today that the Potato Head brand name and logo are dropping Mr., I am proud to confirm that Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head aren't going anywhere and will remain Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Thank goodness. I was very worried about this.
Now, I think they waited for Don Rickles to pass away before they started this. This Don Rickles was the voice of Mr. Potato Head in the Toy Story movie 1, 2, 3, and I guess 4 before he passed away. Could you imagine if he was alive right now what he would be saying about this?
It would be hilarious.
It would be shocking. That's for sure.
I would love it. I would love to see that. Matter of fact, you gave me an idea for a bit. Thank you very much. I will do that within the next week here.
All right. Now, when Potato Head started back in, I guess, probably 80 years ago, it was just the pieces. And you got your own potato out of the cupboard, and you stuck the pieces to the potato, and you had your Mr. and or maybe back then, I don't know, no Mrs. Potato Head. And that's what you got. You just got the pieces. Then they had the Mr., or they had the thing, the potato, and then you made it either Mrs. or Mr. Potato. And what now? What's going to change besides the name?
I think they were saying the brand name is changing, but Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head aren't going anywhere. I think they made the announcement corporately, but then they came out and defended. So they're trying to have it both ways.
So what was the defense? That they're just trying to make it more general.
They were trying to be very newsworthy, so we would talk about them on our show.
Right. Yeah, I guess since the 4 Toy Story movies revived their existence, and it's kind of waned in the past decade or so.
And I'm interested in getting likes. I'm interested in getting more downloads. I'm interested in all that stuff. I'm interested in getting better as we do more of these shows. But I'm almost wanting to do the opposite here, and let me tell you why. There's a German radio station apologized for making fun of South Korea's pop band BTS. Have you heard of these guys?
Yeah, I've been making fun of them since the day I heard of them. That doesn't make me famous.
I know, but here's the thing. They have 33.1 million Twitter followers.
Damn.
So here's what we do. We create a Both Mike's Twitter account. We trash them here. We record a special segment for them. And then we pick up steam from 33 million people on Twitter. And I don't care if you love me or hate me, just spell the call letters right?
Exactly, yeah. No, it's a real simple name.
Apparently, this German host said some things, and let me whip out these that my wife got me here because apparently I'm having trouble reading stuff. I know which radio station I won't be listening to anymore, some of the tweets wrote. I really don't need racism of this form. Apparently, he was just busting their chops like a... I don't know, like you would do like the Backstreet Boys and what have you, but I think he pushed it a little too far. I'm trying to find the exact quote here.
Is Korea a race?
You see, that's what I don't understand.
So what if it's not racism and it's about a nationality? Is it nationalityism? What's the prejudice against a nationality called?
I don't know. I'm going to say the wrong thing here, so I'm just going to hold my tongue here. Hang on, let me see. I'm scanning this article here, and I'm trying to find the quote I saw before.
Well,
he ended up saying something like he hopes they go on a month-long vacation in North Korea.
Wander down the wrong road. Yeah.
I have nothing against South Korea. You can't accuse me of xenophobia only because this boy band is from South Korea. I have a car from South Korea, and I have the coolest car around. Yeah, I think this is a bunch of nothing again. Again, this I'm not mentioning any names of this guy or whatever. I'm not trying to give him any more play. It's just I found that interesting because he got so much run. He had 33 million Twitter people coming after him. We got to come up with something like that. This is a great marketing strategy.
How do you make the perfect viral video or viral post?
We need to find some college kid to help us with that.
Well, I know 2 kids that are younger and are out of college and are good at internet stuff.
Well, there you go. All right, they got a position now. Congratulations.
You get a hold of your son, I'll get a hold of mine.
Yeah, mine is become a digital nomad. Do you know what that is?
Digital nomad.
Yes.
Nomad. A nomad's like a loner that goes like off into the tundra.
He and his new bride, they've been married 1 year a couple days ago. It's been 1 year, and they planned this out. They both have jobs. They can work over the internet. They bring their laptops, and they packed up the car. They bought a small pop-up camper, and they're going to travel the country while they're working.
That's awesome.
I know, and he was like, "What do you think?" I'm kind of nervous, and I was like, "Yeah, do it now." Because if you wait and try to plan it when everything you think is going to be perfect, it's never going to happen.
Yeah,
something's going to happen. Kids, something's going to happen. Kids.
No, that's perfect. And just take a dart and let's go there.
Yeah, I'm not going to disclose his location right now, but he's already on his trip and he's already having a good time yet, doing responsible stuff. So I'm proud of him for being able to make that decision and do that.
As long as he has a backup for work, that's what's gonna.
Yeah, well, apparently they can use their phone connection, I guess, for Wi-Fi and do their job and see the country. That's a great opportunity. I've been wanting to see the country, but before I get in this other thing here, I do have one other entertainment type thing that we could talk about. Mike Tyson calls for a Hulu boycott after the streamer announces unauthorized Iron Mike series. I don't know if I want to tick off Mike Tyson.
No. Nor would I want him as a babysitter.
Right. I just
Howard Stern had a bit once. Who would you rather have as a babysitter, Mike Tyson or Mike Jackson?
Oh, I take Mike Tyson all day.
Yeah. Well, he's still alive, so that would be a good choice.
Well, again, go ahead. You can at me for this one. I'll give you permission. Mike_Sofka at bothmikes.com. All right, here it comes. You know what? I should have just said it and moved on already, because now it's not going to be that funny. I was going to say, if I came home and Mike Jackson was the babysitter, he would then be dead. But I know, wasn't very funny. But this is, I don't understand how you can just do a docuseries about somebody and not have that person to give you the rights, or I mean, what's going on here? There's got to be another story. Like they just said, no, we're not going to pay you, and that's it. Or what's going on here?
Well, it's like someone just doing a biography about something. If I wrote a book about you, it's not illegal, And of course, you'll be upset. Blah blah blah. You'll say this is not true and that's not true, and you'll get on your social media and say boycott Mike Taylor because he's writing a book about me, Mike Sofka. So it can be done, and he can pitch a fit, but he's SOL,
Well, this could be the best thing for both of them. Maybe this is like the Morgan and Morgan guy thing, where it's not really a beef. There I went again. Hey, but you know what I mean? Like maybe he's secretly on the payroll, and they're bringing this up because it's an 8-episode Iron Mike, which will come from the team behind the Tanya. I guess that was about Tanya Harding. I just don't understand how Mike Tyson can come out and say this is tone-deaf cultural misappropriation, saying it is offensive to make such a movie during Black History Month.
those words did not come out of Mike Tyson's mouth.
Yeah, well, you see, I said I'm black, and it's Black History Month. What?
Yeah, no, he did not say that. Maybe his spokesperson said that. He did not say that. But they do it all the time. There's a series, I think it's on Access TV, the Mark Cuban channel, called Breaking the Band or Breaking Up the Band. And they do it for every band. And sometimes they'll get certain band members to be in it. Sometimes they won't, like the one with Motley Crue. They did reenactments, didn't use any of the 4 members of the band. They told the story of the band. You know, it was fairly accurate. But yeah, they had no permission from any of the people in Motley Crue. And I don't know how they got away with the Guns N' Roses one. You know, Axl scenes for everything. But yeah, they had no members of Motley Crue attached to it at all. It was just Dee Snider narrating a puppet show about Motley Crue for an hour.
So you don't think I came up with tone-deaf cultural appropriation?
Yeah, no, sorry, bud.
Tone-deaf cultural appropriation?
The only person that's tone-deaf is who's the guy who that he bit his ear off.
Speaking of documentaries, I saw a good one. I was flipping the channels around. I caught the back end of the Sam Kinison one. Did you see that?
Damn, that must have been awesome.
Yeah, no, that was really good. And I had no idea. He pulled the segment I watched. From that segment on, they said there was a party he was at one night in California, and his night ended with him hanging out with the guys from Cheap Trick. And I was like, oh my God. Why? How are they getting dragged into this? Yeah. Anyway, they offered to get Sam a ride home from the event or the party or whatever they were at. They were hanging out after a show or something. And Sam was like, no, I'm going to drive my car. And his car was found like wrecked and abandoned in the desert. And then he had called his buddy and he was like, you got to come get me right now. And his buddy came and got him. And then further on, like a couple years later, same thing happened. He called his buddy, and his buddy ended up showing up and taking the rap for him and doing time for him.
Wow.
His buddy, they were in an airport, and they were about to get on a plane, and they show up outside the where the sky cap is. They're getting dropped off at the airport, and they call the sky cap over, and he just kind of looks funny and runs away. And then another sky cap comes over and says, do you need help? Is this Sam Kinison? And they said, yeah. And he said, oh, right this way. Then all of a sudden, a helicopter, SWAT teams, FBI, ATF, all these people swarmed all around the car. Somebody had called in an anonymous tip that Sam Kinison was getting on a plane with a bunch of drugs. So there's dogs, they're sniffing all the bags and everything. They got everybody out. They got everybody up against the vehicle. And the manager, who happened to be his brother, says, hey, officer, can you help me out with this? Maybe we can work through this. We got to get on this plane. We got to go to a show. And then Sam calls his brother over and says, hey, man, I need you to do me a favor. He goes, there's a little bit of weed in this black bag over here. And, I just need you to take a photo. Just a little bit of weed. Shouldn't be a big deal. So he says, okay, all right, I got this. So he goes over and the officer's like, hey, the dog's alerting on this black bag. And his brother, Sam's brother, goes, oh, well, that's my bag. And the officer says, well, what would the dog be alerting to? And he says, well, it's probably just a little pot. They pulled out like 2 pounds of pot out of his bag. His brother ended up doing some time over it.
Wow.
So it's an incredible situation, was an incredible documentary. I got to watch the front half of it, but
yeah, he was great. Back in the day, before Howard blew up nationwide, he was just in New York and I think Philly, and he was just so blacklisted by everybody that he couldn't get the majority of celebrities on there. I used to get Leslie Western Mountain on there, and then Dee Snider used to get on his show, and then Sam Kinison and then it started to build and really blow up. And the best radio I ever heard was when Sam Kinison was on his show and Dee Snider was on his show. And when they were on this show together, forget it. You'd be crying, crashing into stuff, driving down the highway. Phenomenal radio. Just funny stuff. But Sam Kinison, you would have thought he would have died from drugs or alcohol. He was actually driving, I think, back to LA from Vegas.
He was clean, supposedly.
What's that?
He was supposedly clean at this point.
He was sober, nothing in the system, and he was hit by a drunk driver and killed.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Now, Scott, it's got to be close to 30 years ago. Now, maybe 30? Yeah, probably close to 30 years ago. Yep.
Well, hey, there's good news. We can go into space and bring the both Mike's flag with us. So I'm thinking what we do is we're going to get a bunch of people to enter you in this contest so you can go up into outer space. Check it out. Here's the deal. There's 4 astronauts who are going to be flying aboard a SpaceX mission by the end of the year that will be a bunch of private citizens with no space experience.
Okay.
One is a billionaire funding the mission. Another is a healthcare provider. The third will be selected at random through a sweepstakes. And the last seat will go to the winner of a competition. Look, have you ever won anything like in the Publishers Clearinghouse or anything like that? I think this is along that same lines.
Probably, yeah. Publishers Clearinghouse, I'm sure it's one and the same.
But I'm just saying, are they going to send me one of those things in the mail that says you're a winner, just buy these magazines so you can go to space?
Ed McMahon's going to come knock on your door with a big check?
Yes.
You're going to Uranus?
Yes. You know, that is the ultimate gig. That is the ultimate prank I've wanted to pull on somebody for a while. Show up at their house with a big check at halftime during the Super Bowl. Balloons, white van.
Right.
There's your white van again.
Imagine that. That would
I think that would be great. You could videotape the whole thing too.
Right.
Which would appear normal. Oh, they're videotaping the winner.
But you'd have to do it to somebody you didn't know. Right? Or have someone else do it.
I already know who I'm going to do it to. I already know. I've already pulled a prank like this before on the same person, so I'll probably be doing that again. Might have to tell you off air. Well, you know what? I'll tell you on air. Check this out. So, way back in the early '90s, early to mid '90s, my sister, she went to Kentucky Fried Chicken or something, and she saw they had this promotion where you can be a Magic player for a day. And
blonde sister or brunette sister?
Yeah, right? She's both.
Which sister? You have 2 sisters. Blonde sister?
Yeah, they change their hair colors all the time.
Okay.
This is Donna.
Okay.
My sister Donna, all right? So check this out. So she enters, but she's in a wheelchair and she has problems writing stuff out. So she says to the manager, she goes, "Hey, I'm just going to make a photocopy. Can I just enter that way, come back and bring my entry?" This is bad. I mean, this is before internet stuff. I mean, it's just you were at the store filling out a piece of paper going into a cardboard box by the register.
Okay.
Yeah. So he tells her that, unfortunately, they don't allow any mechanically reproduced entries, that it has to be hand done. So she says, "Can I take a couple of the forms with me?" And he goes, "Well, you can only enter once a day." And she says, "Okay." So she goes, "Can I get 7 of them? And I'm going to have my brother help me fill these out." And he goes, "Look, you're really nice, and I really think it would be great if you won. Let me tell you how they're going to select the winner. We're going to select the winner in each of the 7 area Kentucky Fried Chickens. And out of those 7, one person, everybody's going to get tickets or whatever, but one person is going to be the Magic player for a day. You're going to sign a contract. You're going to sit at the end of the bench with the team during the game. You're going to be a Magic player for a day." And she thought that would be hilarious if she won that.
Right.
She also thought it would be hilarious because her soon-to-be husband was working there in an office capacity. Like he wasn't a ticket taker at the Amway. I mean, he was working for the Magic, in sales and so forth. So Donna talks me into going to each Kentucky Fried Chicken with her, all 7 of them, every day for like a week and entering her name because she thinks she's got this thing on, right? So I noticed, this is in March, whatever year it was, and I noticed the contest ends on March 31st. So I'm sitting here going, oh, this is going to be too good, because on April 1st, I'm going to call her and I'm going to tell her she won, and I'm going to see what happens. So I disguised my voice. My son was real young, so it must have been around 94, 95 that time. Wow. So I tend to him. He's quiet. I go in the other room and I disguise my voice. And I star 67 on the home phone I was calling on.
Landline?
Kids, there was a home phone. It had an 80-foot cord in the kitchen. Or if you had a antenna where you pulled the antenna out like a walkie-talkie out in the field. All right, so I call her. Star 67, so she can't see with the caller ID.
Guys, the number.
Calling her.
Right.
And I disguised my voice, something like, hello, is this Donna Sofka? You know, I totally do like a weird voice. And I tell her that she won. And she goes, oh my gosh, I said, and I'm laughing. And I'm trying not to laugh. I'm laughing so hard when I'm doing this. So I get nervous about it. And I go, look, I'm going to be calling you back here in a disguised voice. I'm going to be calling you back here in about 20 minutes with more information. I just want to make sure I had the right information. Congratulations. She goes, oh, great. I got to go. So I'm laughing. I grab my son and I'm holding him. So he's making noise now. So I sound like something's different. And she's calling me on the other line. So I pick it up and I go, hey, Donna, what's going on? She goes, you're never going to believe it. I won. I'm like, no way, won what? And she goes, I'm the Magic player for the day. And I said, you're kidding me. Oh my. And she goes, I got to go. I got to call Mike. And I'm like, Donna, wait. And she hangs up. So then she calls Mike on the phone, who is at work where he's working for the Magic. And she goes, oh my gosh, it's a good thing we're not married yet, because I would be ineligible to win because I would be family. She goes, but I won the Magic player for a day. So now I'm calling her back. So she tells her husband, whose name is Mike as well, she goes, Mike, I got to go. Mike's calling me back. And I'm trying to call her and tell her not to tell him. So I get through and she goes, I go, Donna, it was me. And she goes, what? And I go, it was me. I was the one calling you saying, and she goes, nuh-uh. And I go, yeah, and I did the voice, oh, Donna. And she goes, oh my God, I called Mike. Mike had told everybody at the Magic. Anyway, I thought she would be a prime candidate for that very same bit where you show up at their house with a check, balloons.
Yep. That's amazing. I thought you were going to come up with that 20 minutes later, Kentucky Fried Chicken called her and told her she won.
Yeah, no. Anyway, yeah, so I still haven't lived that one down. I'm still in trouble. I'm in trouble over that one.
Yeah.
So, Mike, here's what I'm thinking. Okay, so go back to this astronaut thing.
Okay.
Pretty soon you're going to be able to buy a ticket and go into orbit. I mean, it's going to be like taking a flight to Denver or something. You know, it's going to take a couple hours. It's going to be a process to get in the air, a process to come back. But still, you're going to go far away very quickly.
Makes sense. You know, anything has a price tag.
So don't give me the obvious. Don't give me the Uranus right away. Give me the, where would you want to go? I mean, if any place was not off limits, where would you want to go?
Well, tell you, man, I've always wanted to even just do skydiving. And another story, you know about my cousin, my mom's cousin.
Yeah.
Another story. You could tell that story now, but just going to the moon or going to outer space itself is, you know, it's unfathomable. But even just doing that would be fantastic. You know, to get out of the atmosphere and look at the planet and look at everybody at once. You know. Would be spectacular. The moon, yeah. Anything beyond that, I think it's just too much of a risk at this point. You know, we barely make it to Mars.
Well, here's the thing. Look, I remember when I was little in the 70s, we used to go for a Sunday drive. You used to go to church, you used to go have brunch, then you used to go on a Sunday drive, which meant we were stopping by Rickle Brothers or some department store or something, or looking at real estate or something not fun, something driving around in the back of the car.
Yeah.
This is the same thing where it's the journey. I think it would be cool just to get out in space. I mean, anywhere you could go out in space would be cool.
Exactly. You know, to be able to see that it's actually not a flat Earth.
So here's what I'm thinking. We get a banner with our logo on it, and we do a GoFundMe page. And I just want to send our name. I don't want to get in the thing. If you want to go in outer space, go in outer space. But I just want somebody to take a flag with our name on it and plant it on some foreign, the moon, Mars.
Right? And go, just throw it out.
Yeah, no, stick it in the ground. I want people to see it.
Right? That'd be cool. You get a telescope, you can find it.
There's one other thing I wanted to talk about today. It's for the first time, physicists have filmed oscillation of a time crystal. I didn't know what the heck any of this meant.
I almost fell down when you said that. Say that
This
again?
is according to sciencealert.com. For the first time, physicists have filmed the oscillation of a time crystal. Okay, what's a time crystal?
I thought you said businesses. I'm like, businesses? Like,
No, physicists.
Physicists have videoed... Huh?
It's about a time crystal. So a time crystal apparently has the ability to reverberate or continue on something without any more energy. So theoretically, it can repeat itself forever without an energy source, which makes them sound suspiciously like a perpetual motion machine. According to laws of thermodynamics, such devices are impossible, which makes some think that time crystals a no-go zone. Basically, what they're saying is you could take a crystal. You know how you always hear about, oh, it's healing power, man, or whatever, or people wear crystals and stuff because of energies. It's real. They've documented it. They can pick up the sound waves, and the sound waves will oscillate through a time crystal, and you can hear it and you can see it on a monitor of the sound. So what that means, check this out. Now, if crystals can interact not only in space, but also in time, we can add another dimension of possible applications. The potential for communication, radar, or imaging technology is huge. I was just talking about this last week about time travel, and you told me I was crazy. You told me somebody would, from a million years in the future, would travel back in time and tell us that we have time travel.
No one has come back yet and said, hey, it's me, the guy from a million years ahead. So, yeah.
Haven't you seen that picture of that guy that's on the cell phone in like the Buster Keaton movie?
And he says, can you hear me now?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy. I know that guy. He's a trader, isn't he? He's now working for the other company.
Which I think that's classic. I think that's great. The other company like, yeah, we're moving in another direction. He was like, that's all right, so am I. I'm going next door.
Right, I'm going to the yellow guy.
And they're going to pay him twice as much because they got him.
Yeah. You know?
What's going on with this movies thing? Remember we talked about that last week?
Movies.
Moobys. Movies.
Yes, from the classic movie and one of my favorites, Clerks 2, which was also in Dogma, and probably a couple other of the Kevin Smith movies. Mooby's, they're doing what White Castle's doing is a pop-up restaurant. They don't have an actual physical location. They go from city to city. They're going to be like in Vancouver. They started in LA. They've been in Illinois, and now they're coming to Orlando. And March 12th to the 21st, you have to make a reservation online, pay ahead also, for a meal. And you get a choice of like the cow tipper or the cock smoker. which would be the chicken sandwich. I'm sure they have fries.
Thank you for clarifying that. I was going to go straight to it's a hot dog.
It's a hot dog. No. Nope. Chicken sandwich. And the cow tipper and all the fixings and all the yellow and purple stuff. And I'll be making a reservation. I think the weekends, there's 2 weekends, and of course the 5 days in between. I think the weekends are pretty much booked up, so I'm going to have to leave here after work at 4:30. Take the 2-hour drive to Orlando, get my cock smoked, and then head on back to St. Augustine.
That's awesome.
I don't know if any of the participants or Dante or Elijah is going to be there. Rosario Dawson, I'm not sure if she's going to be managing the place like she did on the movie. But I'm going to make my way down there. It's one of my favorite movies. I actually have one of the uniform shirts. Should have wore it tonight.
You should just show up wearing it.
I'm gonna wear it on the way on down there, but it's $29, and I'm guessing I just get a bagged lunch.
2-course meal. Remember we learned that last week. 2-course meal, burger and fries.
Burger and fries and a drink. Is that a course? Is a drink a course? But is Jason Mewes gonna be there? Is Kevin Smith gonna be there? Because it's like every half hour, every 15 minutes, you can make your reservation. So what's going on in between? Do you walk in real slow? What's happening during that time? Actually, you know what? I probably should have read the website and see what's going on. They probably had some explanation in there.
We're going to give you 15 minutes to eat and you need to get the hell out because somebody else is coming in with $29 more.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. Do they have seating? Is it just how elaborate is it?
Is the door going to make the when you open the door?
Will they have the internet over in the corner where you can chat with people like Jason Mewes or Jay and Silent Bob did?
Well, Kevin Smith looks like he's lost a lot of weight recently. I mean, he looks like the African, the African continent version of. He looks like he should be in one of those Sally Struthers commercials from back in the day.
Exactly. And the thing is I think yesterday or today was the 3-year anniversary of his massive heart attack that he had. He had what's called the widowmaker of heart attacks, where he was 100% blocked on a particular artery or vein or something.
Too many Tim Hortons nuggets.
Yeah. Yep. Another good movie of his. But he showed a picture of him in the hospital with all the tubes up his nose and everything, and he looked normal. And then they showed a picture of him now where his face is collapsed, that version,
Is he on the crack? Is he on the crack diet, you think?
Who knows?
The Coke diet?
Mostly vegetarian, from what I understand. But he looked better back then in the face than he does now.
Well, see, I was looking at him, and before he had that cool, iconic look, like you wear an oversized hockey jersey, the overall jacket, that the top coat that goes all the way down to your ankles or so forth, the hat on backwards, the iconic look. Now, when I see him wearing that iconic jacket, I'm turning away because I think he's gonna flash me or something. He's some degenerate weirdo.
It's definitely bizarre. I was picturing today on Facebook saying, you look better. The day you had a heart attack, you look better than you look now.
He always did some funny stuff. I think there was one time he was visiting his parents or whatever. They were in Jersey. It was a weekend. He had a movie opening, and do you remember this story? Go ahead, tell the story.
It was Dogma, and him and Brian Anderson, I think his name is. He's in the Clerks 1 and Clerks 2 movies. And they were hanging around. I think it might have been the guy who runs his store, too. And hey, I hear they're protesting down at the movie theater about Dogma. Let's go down and check it out. So, of course, he goes down there. The local news is setting up. And who does the local news interview but Kevin Smith himself? And he's like, yeah, these people are horrible. That Kevin Smith, burn his steak. He needs to, live his life straight and not come out with movies like this anymore. But yeah, they interviewed Kevin Smith about his own movie, and you can actually see that on YouTube.
That's great. We need to steal this marketing idea. What we need to do is we need to have somebody start an anti-Both Mikes campaign, and then we need to jump on board.
Right. Say, yeah, screw those guys.
Yes.
Yeah. But Mooby's coming to Orlando on iDrive, exactly where I don't know. I think it's up by the Magical Midway, March 12th to the 21st. Make your reservations online. Just Google Movies Orlando. You can find it there.
So every 10 tickets get you a point or something, so you can go for free. I mean, you're plugging the hell out of this thing. Or are they paying us?
Well, no. I just want Kevin Smith to look at my latest script.
Are you gonna walk in with the script under your arm, like we're all proud? That'd be great.
I thought about it. Granted, my script's not done.
Well, you just need the story treatment. You don't. I mean, do you have the whole thing done or no?
I have the treatment, the whole 9 yards. It's like, I have 20 pages of treatment, and you're in it in a way.
Yeah, bring it.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to bring it when I saw him live in Austin. I should finish and bring it. Just run out and throw it on stage.
Yeah. Don't ask. Just do it.
He'll do a Q&A for like an hour and a half, and it'll be one question. That guy can talk. Yeah, no, I've seen them do those, and I've always enjoyed those. I always thought they were funny as all get out. I remember the guy that smuggled in some Tim Horton nuggets in, and the guy was like, hey, I brought you some nuggets. And he goes, from Tim Hortons? He goes, bring those down here. And he brought them, and he brought the guy up on stage. And he opens them up. He goes, how did you get these in here? They didn't check you? And he was like, oh, I smuggled them in. He was like, these haven't been any place I wouldn't want them to be, would they? He goes, no. And he goes, well, you go ahead and eat one first. Matter of fact, I'm going to pick the one out you're going to eat. And he made the guy eat a nugget first to make sure he didn't mess with him. But he sat there and ate nuggets and interviewed the guy. It was great. Well, his last movie, Yogurt Hosers, was kind of loosely based on Tim Hortons and his Clerks movie. And he had his daughter in there as one of the clerks. And his daughter's best friend is Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily. And they were both the two female clerks in this version of Clerks at Tim Hortons in Canada. My wife hated it, but he hates everything with Kevin Smith.
We need to get Tim Hortons to send us some money too. We've been talking a lot about them too.
Yeah, and maybe these guys too.
Oh, there you look. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I wish that was product placement.
So tell me about this place. 100 gas pumps and they were all full?
104 gas pumps, yeah. We went there opening day on Monday, and it's the only thing my 3-year-old's been talking about all week at school, from what I understand. They had show and tell today. He brought the letter N was show and tell, so he brought in beaver nuggets.
Nice.
Which are like the cereal corn pops with caramel on them. They're interesting.
And this is great podcast stuff because they don't know we're talking about this place called Bucky's. We didn't even mention it. We just started talking about it.
Exactly.
But go ahead, reset. Tell us what the deal is with this Bucky's.
Oh, it's huge. It's like 50,000 square feet, which is, an average supermarket size. And they have everything. They're Bucky T-shirts and Bucky this and Bucky can openers and Bucky this, and 44-ounce sodas for 79 cents. They have a wall 20 feet across, 8 feet high of beef jerky. Every kind of beef jerky you can imagine. They have all candies. Everything.
Texas barbecue.
What's that?
They have
Yes.
Texas barbecue.
Actually, I went there for lunch today because it's literally a mile away, and got a brisket sandwich for lunch, $5.99, and it was really good. It was like Texas.
All right, so is it better than Wawa sandwich?
I had yet to have a sandwich from Wawa.
Well, you got to try it.
Yeah, of course I got it.
Well, yeah, I expect a full report.
Wawa's gonna be my report for next week.
Wawa versus Bucky's. We'll do a head-to-head competition.
There's no comparison. But yeah, I'll see if I can make it to a Wawa this week. There's one of the 20 miles away. Yeah. There's Whataburger here, too. I know they closed down the Whataburger in Orlando.
Yeah, you could. There you go. You could put all three of them side by side, do a comparison. You know, the guy from Barstool Sports did that with the pizza. You ever see him?
No.
I'll have to. I'm forgetting all about that stuff right now. I forget the guy's name. He the way he judges. He goes from town to town when he goes places. He judges pizzas. He'll go in, he'll get a cheese pizza, and he'll stand outside your place and eat a slice of pizza and talk to you about. He'll grade the pizza like 1 through 10.
Oh yeah. Did you do a thing with Bon Jovi?
Yeah, I think so. So my whole thing is I do something similar, and I haven't been videotaping it, but. You know, when things open up a bit more, I'm going to go to restaurants, and I always judge a restaurant by the buffalo chicken sandwich. Now, I know this sounds far-fetched, but hear me out. People would say you should judge them by this or judge them by that. I'm trying to find one product that a lot of places have. A burger has too many variables. There's too many things you could do with a burger. But a buffalo chicken sandwich is kind of like, you're kind of like pigeonholed into what you're doing there. So if I go to a place for the first time, I'll try the buffalo chicken sandwich, and then I know where they are in the hierarchy of the likelihood of me returning.
Right. If I go to an Italian restaurant, or actually any restaurant, you have chicken parm on the menu.
Yeah.
That's my go-to, chicken parm. You can't really screw it up. It's breaded chicken sauce, melt some cheese on the top, throw some pasta on the side. And,
right. So have you found a chicken parm place near you?
No. San Antonio I had. It was a place called Tony Carino's or Johnny Carino's, something like that. It was decent. But because you're in town now, I found a Mexican food restaurant that has chimichangas. A chimichanga guy. Of course, there's Tijuana Flats.
These are great opportunities for advertisers. You walk in there, tell them what you're doing. Oh, yes, sir. Right this way. Eat a free chicken sandwich. Right this way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not many places here. We kind of stuck to the ones that are close by. As far as pizza, I can tell a pizza a mile away. You know, if you go into a place and they don't have meatball pizza, they can't make a white pizza.
Really?
Walk into a pizza place, if they can make a meatball pizza and not a ground beef pizza.
Yes.
Make a white pizza.
Yes.
Bianca or white pizza. They know what they're doing. Literally, best pizza place in San Antonio. I moved there, 2010, and everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta try this place." And I didn't have meatball pizza. No, I don't know. I would try this place, like, try this place, you know, if your pizza's on a conveyor, So I finally go to this place called Florio's, and you know, different people are telling me about it. I finally go there, and I see all there is in this place is Giants, Jets, Mets, and Yankees stuff.
All right, this is a good sign.
I'm like, where are you all from? They're like, oh, New Jersey. I'm like, oh, where in Jersey? Oh, New Jersey. Like Paramus.
Huh.
Paramus is literally that far away from Park Ridge, where all the malls are. The mall
So did you tell them the story about how you saved the mall from burning down?
No, they were busy, but we kind of know the same people. You know, the gas station my mom used to take our cars to, and I used to go to get gas. If I had the mobile credit card, they knew the owner, we knew the owner, so you know people when it comes to things like that. And best pizza in town. I almost cried when I had that pizza. It was that good, and it was a meatball pizza.
You got to go back.
800 miles away.
Well, now you have an opportunity to find that meatball pizza somewhere else. Yeah. I like it.
We found a place. I think it's called New York Pizza, and it's 12 miles down what they call 9 Mile Road. So
wait a second. Hold on. I got questions. 12 miles down 9 Mile Road. I like that, first of all. But all right, never mind. I'm gonna skip that. Go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
I'm done.
Oh, all right. Did they have prices on the wall?
That I don't remember. No, yeah, you mean like the the board above the head with those little numbers you kind of stick on.
So
Welcome.
let me ask you this: is it a real pizza place if they don't sell pizza by the slice?
Ooh. I think, I think to be a true pizza place, you need to sell by the slice.
So is it called a pizza parlor?
It can be.
What's the difference?
A pizza parlor or a pizzeria?
Yeah, there you go. What's the difference? I wouldn't know.
Well, I think when I think of parlor, for some reason, I think of beauty parlor or like barber shop. I think a pizza parlor or pizzeria, you can actually go and sit and eat. And then just like a pizza place or pizza joint, you can just pick up and go. Like I remember Gino's downtown Orlando. Fabulous pizza, New York style pizza. Oh, actually, they did have seating. They had seating upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah. And they're gone.
That was a test. If you could make it upstairs, you could have a seat. $82.50, slice and 2 Cokes. Here you go.
That was good pizza. And good sized slices too. They're gone. Unfortunate. I don't know what's there now. I haven't been downtown Orlando in 8 years.
Yeah, I haven't been either. I'm sure it's just vibrant. All right. Well, listen, if you're listening to us, you're probably listening on somewhere you find a podcast. We're podcasting everywhere right now. So if you go to a place for a podcast and you don't see us there, email me, Mike_Sofia at both Mikes, and I will see what I can do to get us on there. But we're everywhere. We're on iHeart, Spotify, Podbean, Google, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Casts, Anchor. And then, of course, you check out our website, bothmikes.com, what'shotinflorida.com, and you can check us out on Facebook as well. I don't know, you got anything else, Mr. Taylor?
No, I'm no show prep today, sorry.
You're partied out. Thank you so much for your contributions. I am going to run out to the store right now and get some time crystals so I can jump on the space shuttle and go somewhere.
I'm going to go throw a frozen pizza in the oven, and got my chapstick. I'm good to go.
Nice. All right, brother. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for listening, guys.
Take care, folks.